Humbly greet you, good fellows out there. We still have to look into the facts of religion and culture as the main reason or the cause by which life has become what it is today, that we are not able to have a very peaceful life. Meaning we're not settled in. And despite the effort that has been put into it by the human race to be able to sort of come up to say that, okay, we really want a very sound society to live in, but it's not achievable just by one day shot, or hasn't been achievable for a whole generation short. But at least we also believe that we've moved ahead from time to time to a better place. So who knows, maybe it might change. But I have just popped in my time also to sort of contribute to some ideas that I feel can get us out of every individual as well as a society, get us out of the situation which is unbearable to deal with. And I have seen the source, to my view, from religion and culture. I normally quote from the Bible, as a red letter Bible, quotations of my own research. You see a lot of writings in there indicating my moments of research and all that. I also sometimes jump on the Quran by Abdullah. It is something that has got also translations based on some facts that helps for us to sort of diagnose what is really the problem, what really is the cause of the issue. I also have a possibility thinkers Bible there. Now the whole issue is like if we don't get to the core of the issues, as I said, we can't discover where the problems of our life, our violent life, and our discomfort actions that the actions that makes us feel uncomfortable, the discomfort we face in life. Let's say the issues that are not so much welcome in our life that we sort of experience every day. When we don't find where those things come from or how we have generated it, we might find ourselves into problems. Read, listen, as I go through. But I also believe that you can make a difference if you don't just stick to just one piece of the video. All the videos have been numbered, and it's all in parts, but it goes from the whole set of idea to the next. If just getting one piece cannot influence you, I hope the other piece might influence you. Not influence you into any direction, but influence you to considering, to see that it will really jiggle you up. It will really bring your awareness to that moment, that very, that very thing that you have missed out, that I believe you have missed out, that there has been some sort of oversight which you have not, you weren't able to recognize or come to identify. Now, it's all about religion. What is religion about? It's the idea of approaching God. I say the source of God, but mostly it's being seen by others as what? Jehovah, Christians, Allah in the Muslim world, Buddha in the Buddhist world. So as you can look at it here, these people all are trying to reach out to God, but the difference is gives them away. The idea that these differences give them away is not it's not really enough, but it goes as far as the test and the laws that backs it, the utterances that belief has come from these, and what really these utterances feed us with. What sort of inspiration do we get from these utterances? The inspiration we get from these utterances are very much clear. So as I point them out, you can see that my attempt of trying to discover answers or try to discover where I belong to and where I have belonged to I belong to the Christians, and where I would belong to. That is, you have to be a part of something. You are part of a society. So if you see things going on, other things which pointing to you of something which is inside you that you haven't been able to achieve, and others are, giving you the idea that it's possible, you sort of get enticed to want to be a part, to be a religious person. That's what sometimes it takes. You are inspired to get close. Your influence. These books are not being sold there for nothing, even though they are earning money. The whole idea does not demonstrate it to be a fiction. It demonstrates it to be a true base of story, which you are all, and me and everybody is bound to look at it. So I'm entitled to search into it. I'm entitled to read. I'm entitled to get myself, directly from whatever the message is, get myself in tune to whatever it is, benefits that might come out of it, or whatever it is, advice that it might give, the counseling, everything. And in the process of doing that, I realize that this is what it is. Now I'm sharing with you. Tell me what you think, or find out in your own way, small way, what you think, because I'm so convinced that what I'm finding and the questions and the answers that I'm getting all through that, this is the result is very much something which should be out there, or should be communicated with, or should be exposed in certain ways, not in a bad way, but in the process of trying to capture myself in a situation where I'm more liberated from something that would have trapped me. So there is another topic of unveiling the friendly trap, which will also go deeper into research, unveiling so many things. But the core thing is, at the end of the day, when we unveil these things, we bring these things out. What does it happen? What does it do? It will do a lot to the person that was listening, who reads, who sort of gets jiggled, or sort of brought to that awareness to sort of change and adjust his life to something more better, something which is more beneficial, something which will have influence on me and everybody. Because I'm not alone in this battle. I'm not alone in this world. I'm there with others. If people say, okay, what are the reasons that people go to worship God, or the first instinctive thought, or what comes into the mind when one thinks of God or Allah or Buddha? The idea, others approach with so many ideas, but currently our influence, because of what the dominant way of doing things that people have adapted to the majority way, people will choose to sort of go to worship God in the basis that if I worship God, I get a job. If I worship God, I have lovers. I'll get a husband. If I worship God, I get a house. Others, if I worship God, I get money. I worship God, I have good children. My children are as a result of God, worshiping God. Because that person might be barren, might believe to be barren. There are so many reasons that others get themselves into. There are others who also genuinely approach it as an interest or hobby. In my case, that is what happens. I wouldn't necessarily relate it to the benefits and the good things that might come out of it as something which will, eventually is expected of. But I look at it in a sense that it's an interest, that a hobby, I'll say, that I want to discover the facts of life. I want to discover my source. It's like discovering a father. You feel abandoned. You feel that you've lived all your life. You've heard things. You've discovered a lot of things too, but you haven't come to a conclusion or a solid base of, definition or answer to the very things that you're looking for, or the very thing that you have trusted in. And that caused me sort of to sort of become more researched into the whole idea. So all the institutions that has been built out there today, especially today in this generation, do have that kind of approach or an idea that they sort of approach God, or sort of approach the idea of God. And mostly inspiration has come from, as I've mentioned, people to think that if you are getting this, there's in some group who says they are like a prosperity preachers or prosperity advisors advising people to prosper. They're in the secular world. It's the same thing. In our very everyday society, there are others who are financial advisors and all that, and helping people to prosper, and all those things are there.